Money. What do you guys think of German 4G sell short positions? Can we potentially go to the downside? We are just below a view up, also below our fixed range volume, POC, point of control. Good to see everybody. Below view up, there it is there, dropping nicely to the downside. Gold. We add 3,332. Let's see how we handle above view up, then we can start making decisions from there. Euro dollar. Okay, so if you attended the live stream on Tuesday, you would remember that we said that we are expecting the dollar to strengthen a bit, just to strengthen a bit. My anticipation on this is sell short positions can only come at this level here to the downside at 786. That's where I have my alert. That's my take on euro dollar. British pound USD, same thing. If I'm going to count this as my 1, 2 too low. 786, my 3 strike zone to the downside. All right, so I'm bearish on euro dollar, bearish on British pound USD. Only if I reach my key significant area at 786, around $1.33. And for euro dollar, I need to reach $1.14. WTI, I don't know if you guys saw this. Quite interesting to see. For our perspective, we had a retracement around this level here, $65.80 a barrel. Looking to see maybe if I can enter this trade, but I'm just not comfortable of this. I'm not comfortable of this. Really not comfortable of this. Really not comfortable of this. But either way, I'm going to be bullish. NAS 100. Just trading below VWAP. I think I'm going to be bullish on this. My take on this is if I can find something like this. If I can find something like this, close above VWAP, then I can find buy at the discount maybe at this level, put my stops just below this low here, and my TP around this area here. Also will depend on how I'm going to calculate the average true range. So that's my take on NAS. Only bullish, by the way, guys. Only bullish if I am above my VWAP. Let's make a recap of Tuesday. We've been bullish from Tuesday, and I'm thinking was it US Minister of US30? I'm sure he's kicking himself now that I should have taken that buy. So I had this, if you'd remember, on Tuesday when we were streaming, when we were above this key level here, we went around 18,000, and I said we retrace back. I'm not gonna buy there. I wanna buy here, right at a discount. That was my take. I wanted to buy on this yellow line here. There it is. Didn't give me an opportunity whatsoever for me to take advantage of it, but it is okay. It is okay. So today I continue to be bullish on NAS 100. Gapped to the upside yesterday. I don't know. I know some of you would say, President, maybe we're gonna feel a gap. I don't know, man, but I'm still looking for buy orders. Still looking for buy short term wise though. US30, same thing. So US30 on Tuesday, we wanted to buy at a discount at 38,322 to the upside. Unfortunately, didn't touch our alert and just decided to go to the upside. So I'll also continue to be bullish here. If I can find something like this to the upside above VWAP, then I can take it. Can we like the stream, please, shoppers? Let's continue liking the stream. Let's see if we close above VWAP and execute those buy orders. Let's mark the register. Someone is in the house here. I'm here to like before the event start because I won't have time to attend the event. May the trade be with you guys. Ladies in the house, good to see you. Is it home of win? The same morning present. Do you still coach people? Absolutely. Join our Telegram group, my friend. Mani is saying good morning, Choppers. Kutan is in the house. His Bong is in the house. His Nantat is in the house. Mukele said good morning, Choppers. Mr. President, what is particular interview it was yesterday? Thank you, my friend. For those of you who missed the interview, we're gonna play it now shortly. Yeah, Glenn is giving you guys some instruction there. He's saying let's like the stream. SG is in the house, C is in the house. The Temba is saying gold finally landed right in, playing from 3,325 up to all-time highs. Temba, are you anticipating those all-time highs again? I don't know how I feel about that, man. Tim was also in the house. Neo Z9 Gaming say, can you teach us your strategy? You can always join our Telegram group, man. We trade together and we can showcase my approach on my strategy. I'll call you Neo. Neozen. Are you on our private group now? Can we like the stream, guys? Alright guys, I'm bullish on NASDAQ, bullish on US30, bullish on WTI, bullish on German 40. We have our alert on euro dollar, only going to sell at 786, same as the British pound USD. So those ones, we are just on the sidelines, waiting for them to materialize. But on 10 minutes time frame, I'm looking at buying NASDAQ, man, or German. I just need to break above. And I know some of you say, President, why don't you fill the gap first? I think with the money that we've made last week, I am comfortable risking some of those proceeds. So I'm not gonna wait for the gap. There's the gap there. I wanna go to the upside. Hey, I might be wrong, but I'm still anticipating an upward movement from these indices, at least this trading session. Please note, guys, that we are going to end the stream today at what time is it now? At 10 o'clock. We are ending the stream at 10 o'clock. So yeah, let's engage as much as we can, and let's share some knowledge as much as we can, because By 10, I'm out of this place. I'm out of this. I'll be out. Now he's saying he's not. How do I get added? No worry now, I'm gonna plug you now. If you have an Okta account now, you can be added as soon as now. If you don't have an Okta account, click on the link down below. You will see an Okta account there or Okta link. Sign up fund, let me know on WhatsApp, then I'll add you on the group. It's easy as that now. Guys, I've given you guys a warning last time, and I'm gonna give it to you again. All these groups that you find someone claiming to be me and asking you to send them money to trade on your behalf, that's not me. Please be careful, guys. Be careful. That's not me at all. Guys, I'm still waiting for someone to join me on the live stream, and I've been asking this for the longest time. Can somebody please join me on the live stream? If you have good internet, you've got good camera, please join me. You don't have to come to where I am. You can stream from your home. You see there where it's written join our team today. There, that's where your picture should be placed. Let's grow our community, guys. You cannot have one person streaming the whole day. And I'm still waiting for someone who's deep into what do you call them again? Oh, I forgot. That's how much I don't pay attention. That's how I don't pay attention to them. Good questions is not a very good question, by the way. No, I am not. Though I'm above that level, not yet. I'm waiting to see how we're going to hold this. Remember when we were consolidating around this level, we said we break above 92,000 at around this area of interest. We're going to go to the upside. So not yet. Not yet. Not yet. But we are going to buy Bitcoin, guys. Or I'm going to buy Bitcoin. Hey, let me be careful what I say. Now text me, my friend. No, text me. Our COT is in the house. Jerez, has been a long time, my friend. Where have you been? Where have you been, Jereza? Guys, this bull run you are seeing on gold, Mjaraz has been telling you guys that hedge funds and money managers are adding their contracts. Spread was decreasing, and net long positions are being increased. Now we hit all-time highs of 3,500. And I think that's what I was saying also on CNBC yesterday, that 3,500, in my opinion, it's a psychological level. And I think that is profit taking by the big institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, let's like the stream, please. Let's like the stream. It seems like that NASDAQ is not really giving me that opportunity to come in. Still playing in one place. Down by 0.63%. US30 down by 0.37%. German, same, almost 0.30 or so. It seems like Trump is backing off a bit now. Seems like he's backing off a bit. He's having that approach of, no guys, it's just that thing, eh? It's just that thing of I'm not really gonna mess with Jerome, you know. I'm not gonna mess with him. I'm just saying I need him to perform some duties that will favor me, but I'm not gonna do much. Let's take a listen. Let's take a listen at the interview we had yesterday, and for those of you that have that missed the
expectations. Let's unpack global movements much more in detail as we are joined by Givens Khasi, financial analyst at Okta. Givens, thank you so much for joining us for the day. Interesting moves that we are seeing in the market today on the back of Trump, his announcement on China tariffs, as well as his rescinding of the statements he's made around the Fed. Your thoughts on how the market has reacted or is reacting to this?
Well, thank you so much for having me, and afternoon to the viewers. Well, I think this has to do with political uncertainty. We have seen that the global markets are merely experiencing a significant volatility, primarily because of the driven political development in the US, as you have clearly said, what we see with the US and China, trade war. And we've seen that the S&P 500 has declined by 16% or so from its February peak, reflecting again investor concerns over political interferences with the Federal Reserve. And that also escalate trade tensions, right? So, however, we have seen that the recent reassurances from Trump himself regarding the Fed's independence have led to the market rebound, with the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ composite rising by 2.5 to 2.7% respectively. But look, we take nothing away from the volatility that is being given lately. We have seen that with the volatility, one may see it as danger and one can see it as an opportunity to capitalize. But in a nutshell, I think we are also seeing that commodities have also did quite well. We saw that gold prices surged from a record high of 3,500 an ounce amid economic uncertainties again. But we have seen gold retracing back around 3,300 following Trump's softened stance on the Fed and the trade tariffs. But I think 3,500 an ounce was just a psychological level. Hedge funds and money managers will continue to add their net long positions, and I think they kept their psychological price level at 3,500, and I think that's merely a profit trade taking, and that's why we see a rebound at 3,500.
And so it's definitely going to be one to watch over the next couple of days to see how gold continues to rebound. Let's come home. I think the good news story for today is Capitec. They've been on quite a strategic mission for the last couple of years. Your thoughts on these financial results? The market has loved it, and it's growing quite a bit. What are your thoughts on them?
I think this was a strategic growth from Capitec. They've reported around 30% increase in annual profit. And that is reaching around 13 billion or so, right? And that is driven merely by the growth in the net interest income and digital services. And look, the bank serves around 24 million clients. And I mean, I think that is remarkable. I mean, that represents half of the South African adult population, if you think of it. So I think Capitec plans to expand its offerings with new credit products like your secured loan, and they continue to invest in digital banking solutions. And I think it's quite interesting to see them at least now expanding their offerings, because that is being merely a frustration from their consumers to say, we need new product line. We want to extend and give you all businesses from within, you know, from a banking, home loan, vehicle finance, you name it. But it's interesting to see that their offerings have expanded, and they're investing mainly much in digital banking solutions. So yeah, 30% increase in annual profit, very much a strategic growth.
And I think strategies are going to be important now in relation to where we see inflation as well. The inflation data came out earlier today around about 10 o'clock this morning, and we do see that the rate fell for the first time in about 5 months in March, and that was since June of 2020 we see this drop. What does this mean for the market? What are we going to see dropping, and then, you know, what should we then hopefully see as a trend in the next 3 months, if you could look at it that way, or longer?
Well, I think, Zanele, for me, this is a welcome decline. I think South Africa's consumer inflation, as much as it fell around 2.7 on year to year in March, down from 3.2% in February, I think it's making it the lowest level nearly in 5 years. And this decline brings inflation below the South African Reserve Bank target, around 3% to 6%. And this potentially opens a door for interest rate cuts. And I think that's what we might be seeing in the next season to come, to stimulate that economic growth, because that's what we need as a nation in South Africa. And I think after that, we saw the rand has showed strength in early trading, reflecting positive investor sentiment. But let's not take anything away from the weakness. I think the rand is also taking advantage of the weakness that we've been seeing from the rand. But it's being a volatile market, it's being interesting, and a lot of opportunities are being produced out there. I think we have seen that even exotic pairs, they are not excluded from a day-to-day trading, right? So I think it is important for us to focus on the economic growth and see if that rand can maintain 18 rand 50 to possibly maybe go down to 17 rand in the future. That's something maybe we might see, but it's just a matter of time. But at this point, I think what the markets have shown when it comes to the ZAR is merely reflecting on positive investor sentiments.
And reflecting back on that and so much else that's happened, and the moves that South Africa is making from a G20 point of view and locally politically, how do you tie that in with IMF's position to slash the South African global growth forecasts for South Africa?
Well, it's quite interesting to see that the IMF at this point, I mean, globally, we have seen that the forecast for it for 2025, the growth forecast for 2025 is around 2.8%, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that is citing escalating trade tensions and political uncertainties, particularly following the US announcement on the widespread tariffs, right? So I think the IMF warns that these factors could further hinder economic activity and exacerbate downside risk. But I think, again, it's important to note that locally we have seen that the IMF projects South Africa's real GDP growth at around 1% for 2025, and that is reflecting, again, the ongoing structural changes and the global economic headwinds. But I think there are key drivers that will drive this. I think if you look at the persistent issues we are having locally with electricity supply, you look at logistics, they continue to hinder economic performance. And when you look at the global trade as well, the tensions we are finding ourselves in the global stage, we are seeing that this escalating trade disputes, particularly involving major economic and the global demand that is affecting the South African export-driven sectors. And I think the uncertainty in policy implements, again, the whole regulatory environment has led to cautious investor sentiment, limiting capital inflows. But I think for now, it's only a matter of time, because we have seen that if you look at the inflation outlook, we've seen that the consumer price inflation is projected at least 3.8% for 2025. That, again, is aligning with the South African Reserve Bank target for 3% to 6%.
So now, reflecting on the market itself, how do we see this? Because whilst you said that there might be measures to counter the tariffs, surely not enough to be responsive on time for the market. So how do we see the market navigating this period, up until we let the tariffs settle and then we let the countermeasures come into place? What is an investor, and what is the runway? How long are they looking at managing, and what do they need to manage from an investor perspective?
I think at this point, we just have to adopt the wait-and-see approach. And I've been saying this for the longest time, because like I said earlier on, for you to see a major pair like the euro-dollar just before the London session up by 1% to 2%, that's something that we've never seen in a long time. But again, that is indicating the volatility that comes with these markets and these tariffs that we are seeing at this point. But I think what is important to also have is to have policy recommendations, structural reforms to accelerate efforts to address, things like, in the meantime, we can address things like energy and transport bottlenecks. We can also look at fiscal consolidation, just implement prudent fiscal policies to rebuild, buffers that are safeguarding, essential social and capital expenditures. But I think from a retail point of view, let's just adopt the wait-and-see approach, because I think we are now seeing a lot of investors trying to buy the dip. NASDAQ itself is up by 2.7% just in the early hours of the morning, just before even though the New York Open, right? So again, I think everyone is just buying the dip, and we're just going to be on the sideline and maybe take advantage of the intraday setups. Long-term approach, I think just be on the sideline. Fundamentally, technically, as well as order flow wise, it's a matter of doing research, stand on the side and see how you can capitalize and make in and out movements to take advantage of this market.
Ultimately, do your homework, right? Thank you so much, Givens. That's all we have time for. Givens Khasi, financial analyst at Octa. We're taking
there you have it, folks. That's our stance on what is happening currently in the global markets, as well as what is happening locally. Someone was asking me about time bank. Look, last time I checked, I think Time Bank wanted to list on the GSE as a as a primary listing. I think they were planning to list around 2028 and have secondary listing on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. So yeah, Jared, I think it's around 2028. I think it's around 2028. Gold just closed below VWAP, now trading at 3,328. Look, for the fact that it closed above VWAP means nothing. It means nothing. We still have to know technically where we are sitting. Seriously saying, is anyone on German 40 cells? Took some cells at 21,900 currently on in risk-free, anticipating a fill of the gap. What do you all think? Well, I don't know about filling of the gap, my friend. I don't know about filling of the gap. I think a lot of people are anticipating a filling of the gap. I really don't know. I really don't know. About filling of the gap, my anticipation, at least on this, is maybe 21,862 or so. So if we do fill the gap, my next stop sign will be at 21,539. So seriously, yeah, that's my take on it. Harold is asking MJ, we can start seeing the correlation of gold and Bitcoin and which one will influence the other. Look, both of them are havens. Both gold and Bitcoin. They are both safe havens at this point. But remember, cryptocurrency is fairly new, and gold is being a safe haven asset for the longest time. But in my opinion, I looked at the pace in which we had those movements from the early days of the year, and I thought we can surely maybe have them, two of them maybe being competitive. But I mean, if you look at, let's try to do this. If you look at the performance of the two, so let me put Bitcoin on. Let me put gold 4-hour time frame and put Bitcoin also 4-hour time frame. So let's see that correlation. Where's my Bitcoin? Where's my Bitcoin? Okay. I think for me, Harold, look, we've been consolidating for some time here on Bitcoin. When the market were volatile the way they were, I don't think Bitcoin was giving us enough. Or according to how I trade, I didn't see it giving me enough. Hence I said, guys, let's break above at least 92,000 for us to look for buy orders, right? And if you look at what gold is being doing, this is on the upside here. I've got gold is been moving, man. I mean, we hang around 3,150 or so for some time, went and possibly found some reload positions at 2,969, and this thing just moved, man. But when it comes to Bitcoin, we're only seeing that movement only now, right? We are only seeing that movement. This thing has been, look at this thing has been bullish, right? From this lows here, 2,300 this thing has been bullish. But when you look at the performance of, we can check in fact from September or Feb. Let's look at Feb. Again, this is what you've been having. There was not really much going on, right? But gold is being just bullish all this time, you know. So I would say gold at this point obviously will be more influential than Bitcoin. Mukele, the way you analyze this market, Mr. President, it's spectacular. Even the lady interviewing you said it best when she said you definitely do your homework. Yeah, my friend, it's. I'll tell you something. And I was just discussing this with Nobile just in the morning. How frustrated I was because I see SGs asking, Mr. President, do you get the question before the interview? So this is what happened. So it all depends on the media house, right? They give you a topic that they want to discuss, right? So they can tell you that we want to discuss local markets, and like yesterday, the aim of the interview was to discuss local markets and global markets, right? And our emphasis was on trade tensions, okay, and Jerome Powell. So that's what we want to discuss. You talk about it. Or you already have an idea of, okay, fine. You cannot get on an interview and they're asking you about trading psychology. No, when you get on the interview, you have an idea that, okay, fine, MJ, can we have you for an interview? We have seen that there are trade tensions. We want to discuss that. Then you're like, okay, fine, we can discuss it. So yesterday I was on the phone with Ngobil in the morning. I was just expressing my frustration to him, because every time I'm frustrated about work, man, I always, Ngobil is always my therapist. So I was on the call with them, like, man, I'm having an interview with CNBC in the next 45 minutes or so. I don't have a topic. So 45 minutes before the interview, I didn't really know exactly what we were going to talk about, because what I had in mind was completely different. But at least just 20 minutes or so before the interview, then the producer called me and said, look, developing story now is this. And that's what is frustrating about our work, man. Sometimes you get a call. Like, you remember when I was doing the budget speech, right? The interview and analyzing the budget speeches. I was just getting calls from different media houses. CNBC, it was Power FM, it was UFM. Just immediately after the budget speech, your phone will ring like crazy because they want answers, right? Or they want analysis. Let me not say answers. So yeah, some stories there, they are developing. It's more like if you are a political analyst and they said, they say ANC and DA, they are collapsing talks. You get a call at that point to say, look, can we have a call with you in the next 20 minutes or 40 minutes or so? We want to discuss what the developing story. So it's quite tricky. It's quite tricky. But as an analyst, what you always need to do is do your homework, man. Familiarize yourself with what is happening around. Don't just be, no, I'll wait to hear what we talk about. Always do your homework. I mean, if you look at Capitec, what was interesting is that when we spoke about Capitec, I was just reading an article about Capitec in the early hours because they released their earnings yesterday. And Capitec was up by 7% or so, you know. So those are developing stories. You don't have time to say, I'm going to wait. By the time they say, come talk about Capitec next week, the earnings were released last week. That topic is irrelevant. So you always have to do your homework at all times. without even knowing, because I'm here on the stream. I can get my manager can call me and say Tesla has crashed, or I don't know, something has crashed, right? You just have to see, okay, fine, what is happening? Analyze, okay, fine, I'm seeing Tesla. Even what I said on the interview about gold, that 3,500, it's something that I told you guys yesterday or Tuesday, right? And Tuesday I didn't even know that I have an interview, because I could have told you guys, because remember on Tuesday I was streaming with you guys and I was talking about gold reaching 3,500, and I was saying to you guys, it's a psychological level. I think maybe we might see profit taking at that level. But by that time the only interview I know I'm having is SABC News on Monday, right? So this one I didn't even, because it was a developing story. When they saw 3,500, they're like, okay, fine, who can we call? We need an analyst to analyze for us. Why are we seeing this? So it's quite tricky. It's quite tricky. Someone was asking me, President, to be a financial analyst, do you necessarily need a license? No. If you're not giving financial advice, you don't need a license. But most entry-level financial analysts, they have a degree of finance, business, or economics. If you're not giving financial advice, then you are not really, you don't really need. But like I said, the recommendation would be have a business degree, economics degree, finance degree, or some sort. But what I know is that chartered financial analysts, most of them, they need a license because they give financial advice. Like I said on gold, closing below VWAP means nothing, man. We stick to the plan. Choppers today don't feel like liking this stream. They're like, we'll go with the weather, man. We don't feel like liking this stream today. Come on, guys, we can do better. Can we like the stream, please? Have you guys entered the trading competition? Namune is saying excellent job. At least someone is representing real traders locally. Yeah, man, but still you would find people that find negative things about what we are doing. No one wanted to do this. Now other brokers, they want to do exactly what Octa is doing, going on mainstream and just do this thing. No one wanted to do this. We need to improve, guys. Who was I sharing this with? That someone was telling me, President, you are making big moves, and I'm like, these are not moves, guys. This should be normal. I mean, we cannot be in an industry that is worth trillions and we see this. I mean, when you having why is it that when you are having an analyst from FNB, you are not saying these are big moves, right? Yeah, we appreciate the fact that you are seeing improvement in the industry, but it should be normal, guys. Like, traders should always familiarize themselves with what is happening locally, even globally, because as a trader, I mean, all the time they are inviting guys that are hedge fund managers, money managers, asset managers. They're always inviting them to analyze, right? And give their opinion on what is developing in the markets. And that should stop, guys. Our industry, we need to have more of these things. We need to have more of these things. Not always fooling around with Telegram groups where we're going to send blue screens, red screens, all these things. We need to improve, guys. We cannot be doing something like for years now. We just need to improve. And on this live stream, I meet a lot of people that are having serious information, man. And I'm just asking myself, these are the people that we should be really having them analyze these markets, man. You guys are brilliant. Glenn is asking, can you explain more about psychological levels? Like, how can you spot them? So psychological levels is just that thing, man, of, have you seen, I remember in business school, my lecturer used to say, guys, if really you want to nail someone in the head about pricing, put uneven pricing like 399, right? 399 or so, okay? And that's called uneven pricing because it's a psychological thing. So in trading, when you say psychological level, is that if gold is trading at all-time highs, it's above 3,000. You don't know because you don't have a previous, how can I put it? Let me do this. So if let's say, for example, we are having gold trading at all-time highs, right? And gold now begins to go up, right? Glenn, you don't have anything here, even if you go to the monthly, right? Remember, we are used to, okay, maybe we might find support or resistance at this because maybe here we had something going on back then, maybe around 1966, right? So, for example, you don't have anything to measure your support and resistance. And when gold is trading at 3,334, you might see that as a bit uneven, but you can say 3,500. Makes sense, right? Instead of you say, I think we're gonna retrace at 3,300 and something, which is here. This thing decides to reverse at 3,500. So that's what we mean. And if it's continuing to go up, then you can say, okay, The next psychological level would be 4,000. From 3.5, now we're going for 4,000. That's what we mean. It's a tricky one because everyone has their own psychological level in their head. But if you do it by 500, sometimes you can do it by 50s to say at 3,350. That can be a good psychological level. Then if it breaks that, then you say, okay, the next stop might be 3,400 or 3,500. Because if you see this market retrace exactly at 3,500, it hit 3,500 and started dropping. 3,500 and started dropping. There it is there. Look at this. $3,500, then it started dropping. I think Khosi needs some training. So when you come to the live stream and you want to be, how do you find a support level or a resistance level on 1 hour if you don't have anything on monthly? Make me understand, how does one even do that? You can find support on 1 hour looking at the monthly. What are you talking about? How do you do that? If you are on the monthly, how do you go back and say on 1 hour I will find resistance at 3,500? Do you even understand what we are talking about here? Or you want to come and be relevant here, Khosi? Please make us understand. You can find support on 1 hour. Do you even understand? We are talking about resistance, all-time highs. How do you find support at all-time highs? Come on, Khosi, you can do better than that, my friend. How do you find support on all-time highs? Make me understand. What books are you reading that is teaching you these things? And do you even understand why we are on monthly? We are on monthly to show you that there's nothing you can measure yourself with on the left-hand side. It's an all-time high. How do you do that? Khosi, come on. Come on, Khosi. Make me understand, how do you find support at all-time highs? This has nothing to do with investing, my friend. It's an indication we are at the all-time highs. We are looking for psychological levels. Come on, Khosi. Guys, let's like the stream. Let's like the stream. Guys, it closed above VWAP, looking to buy at the discount, and I'm all in. Me, I don't understand Khosi. Sirius was saying, I view psychological round numbers at 250, 500, 750. That's why I'm saying it all depends on, I think I prefer 50s as well. 50, 100, and so. So Good approach there, Tiliso. I think it makes sense. Because me, I don't understand. You are asking me the same question I'm asking you. How do you find support at all-time highs? No, Kau, not really, my friend. I've got a very bad experience with silver. Not really. But I know my trade partner Jabuso's like silver so much. I don't. Not really. Kau, my favorite for now, my friend, I think German 40 WTI is just doing the most for us. Yes, last week when we took those 4 trades and we won all of them, most of them were coming from, I think we only had one currency pair. We had GU, we had NASDAQ, we had German has to be there. German has to be there. German has to be there. Yeah. Temba is in the house. I think I need to buy. In fact, how much is that thing? What do they call it? So look, my friend, just send me a text. And you just need good internet, my friend. Like I always said, guys, for you to be on this live stream, you don't have to be a pro trader or anything. I just want to get engagements going. Imagine if we have different people like weekly or monthly, and that has been my dream, guys. That has been my dream. So if we're having different people coming on the stream every now and then, that will be interesting, you know, because we can learn from one another as much as we can. So Tiriso, you just need good internet, good camera, and good PC, preferably computer, man. But if you have a powerful laptop, then you can. Last time I was just telling you guys that you can, if your laptop is a bit slow, maybe get an SD hard drive. Is it SD or SSD hard drive rather than the HDD? Brett Mutas, good to see you, my friend. You say, if there's anything I have learned from you, MJ, is patience. Usually I don't trade the instruments analyzed on live, but the presence and the community just give me motivation. I'm grateful. That's what this stream is all about, guys. Like I always say, you don't have to be on the stream to trade what I trade, to trade what we trade. just being here sharing knowledge is something. I should be here for 2 hours and just sharing knowledge and seeing how people are patient in taking trades. They're not rushing into things, you know, they're just taking it as it is. It's something, you know, it's a plus. So yeah, we appreciate you, Brad. We really appreciate you, my friend. Minister, did you see your buy on NAS? I'm sure you are like, I should have taken that buy there. The buy we wanted here at 17,874, and you wanted it here. Yeah, I'm still bullish on NAS 100, but let me make this. Only if you break above VWAP, right? If you break above VWAP, that's when we can say we can find a potential upside movement, right? At least to 18,860. So yeah, Minister Harry, my friend. Mr. President, you mentioned that exotic pairs are affected by the trade tensions, but because of the trade wars between the dollar and China. I'm sure you're talking about the CNBC interview, right? If I'm not mistaken there. Just clarify for me. So normally, if you are having a weak dollar, obviously, and there's nothing happening on the ZAR, then you find that the ZAR can relatively perform well, right? The ZAR can relatively perform well. You see, we're saying I'm bullish on NASDAQ, but he's saying don't take my buys on the trade anything above 1 minute, because that's the time frame I trade on, and I'm on a buy. So it seems like the US is taking this on 1 hour on 1 minute time frame. You are wild, Lucifer. You are wild, my friend. But like I always say, guys, there are people that are having many strategies, different time frames, and they're doing relatively well. Just because someone is using a different strategy to what you are using, it doesn't mean their strategy is working. Trading is all psychological, guys. We always do what works with our heads, what works with our minds, what works with our emotions. So yeah, you see, I would want you to have you one day on the thing and trade this 1 minute NASDAQ. I think a lot of people can learn also from that. That is, it's doable. Sometimes people get scared when you say 1 minute. They're like, 1 minute. It's all about the approach, guys. It's all about the psych. I was telling you guys about this guy's Trader TV. These guys, they trade 1 minute all the time. They're killing it, man. 1 minute all the time. So it's just a matter of how things work out for you. So I'm only bullish if I'm above 18,000. If I'm above 18,634 or so, right? That's only when I'm bullish. Anything that is below my view up, I'm not gonna entertain any buy orders there. Glenn is saying, oh, thank you, the explanation you made a lot of sense. Reminded me of a book called Cotter's Theory. I'm glad there's something you could take from my explanation. So it seems like Kosi is let me not entertain Kosi, guys. Let's carry on with our business. Let me not even read it, because I don't want. This stream is not for anybody to divide us or anything. Because let's ignore you. I think it's the first time you come here, and there's a lot you need to understand about what we do in this live stream. We're not going to entertain division here. We have one vision here, which is to grow. Division, we're not going to entertain. Guys, can we like the stream? We have 83 people watching. There's only 55, and I said to you guys today I'm gonna be on the stream for like an hour or so. I just have a meeting to attend quickly, and that meeting, by the way, guys, it also has to do with the growth of this community. NASDAQ down by 1%, USD almost down by a percentage as well. Not really much going on. I think maybe we just have to look at the heat map and see who's doing what. We haven't looked at this today. Euro is up, USD is down, AUD neutral, British pound neutral, NZD up. Canadian dollar, I would say it's neutral. Swiss franc a bit strong for the day. Japanese is strong, and Chinese yuan weak. Savage, you are savage, my friend. No more VAT increase. What happened? What's your opinion, Mr. President? Look, man, I'm trying to wrap my head around this thing. But I've been saying this. I said this before that, you know, as much as 0.5, okay, won't really do much for them. They are going to look for creative ways for revenue generation. And I said it that South Africa, guys, doesn't have a problem of budgetary issues. Right? They have a problem of expenditure, guys. We spend a whole lot of more on unnecessary things. So I'm sure they sat down and thought of ways, but I'm also going to try to be as analytical as possible. I think I'll be getting some invitation from media houses to analyze this. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Maybe on Monday I'll be talking about it as well. Monday I'll be on SABC News from 22.7. So come on, choppers, we can do better. We can do better. Can we like the stream, please? 67 people have liked the streams, 86 people watching. Can we just like the stream? WTI still above VWAP, moving nicely to the upside. Currently trading at $62.68. I'm closely watching NASDAQ and German, and US30, but I'm not getting anything as yet. We are finding support at 21,815 there on German 40. Like I said, as long as I'm below my view up here, there's no way I can look for buy orders. Let me see how we carry on throughout the session. Then, yeah, we can make decisions from there. As for currency pairs, I've got my alert at $1.14. This is where I'm looking for sell orders to go to the downside on euro dollar. British pound USD, almost the same thing as well. So if I get my rejection around 786 retracement FIP, then I can go to the downside. Okay. Boring session, man, in terms of movements. Not much going on. The 1 minute guys are at least enjoying this session. Yeah, there's nothing going on, man. It's a very boring session. Nothing is going on. If you look at gold on 10 minutes, I'm currently on 10 minutes. For the past hour or so, it's just been moving sideways. Not really much. Even on 5 minutes, it's not really much. But yeah, if there's one thing I hate as a trader, is to be trapped in a consolidating market or a market that is not moving at all. That's one thing I hate. No, but thank you also for streaming, my friend. It's a pleasure to see you. First time streaming with you. We welcome you to the Choppers family. All right, Choppers, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. As I said, I'm going to stream for an hour today. I'm leaving at 10. It's already 20 past 10, and I'm here. I can't get enough of you guys, man. If I'm here, I just feel like staying here the rest of the day. I even forgot that I have to bounce. So, yeah, but tomorrow is Friday. We are here again in the morning, 9 a.m. We are here again. We do what we have to do. Let's try to get those pips, guys. In a very consolidating markets like this, we can only be patient and see where we can take advantage. For that, I'm not in any trade, my friend. I'm not in any trade this morning. Nothing as yet. Waiting to see if NASDAQ closes above my VWAP. Get that rejection candle. Then I can go to the upside. So for now, I'm just on the sideline, man. I'm not getting anything. Yes, gold is up by 1%, but still it's not giving me anything to buy, right? Based on how I trade. But I guess I will wait for this currency pairs, euro dollar, to reach my alert and make a decision from there. Okay, so for now, guys, I don't have much, but for those of you that have entered trades, I can only wish you the best. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Remember, don't forget to pray. That's what keeps us going, guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Cheers, bye.